The title of the play you are about to watch the reading for is called Outlawed. In this reading, the role of Red will be read by Tommy McFarland, Cal will be read by Joseph Warner, Muldoon and Jamie will be read by Josh Olagus, and our stage directions will be read by Paige Glasser. I hope you enjoy it.
The meeting, or the beginning. Exterior, nighttime. A small, dusty street of a tired, dusty, non-distinct Western town in the 1870s. A few quiet storefronts and buildings are lined along the street. A glow and sounds of distant tack piano are heard and seen from offstage. Red and Jamie are ambling along the street. Red is in his mid to late 30s with unkept stubble and shaggy red hair. Jamie is around the same age, looking just as unkempt. They each carry a rucksack of supplies. They have also been drinking.
Do you think they'll be mad?
Who, the rest of the group?
Of course. We only told them we'd stop in town for supplies. We've been gone for hours.
We need a break.
The girls won't think highly of that.
They'll be fine. They'll get their chance to go out when we get to the next town.
They're nasty when they don't get their way. Stella won't even look at me, much less touch me if we piss him off. I'm on thin ice with her anyway.
Well, maybe you should think about making an honest woman out of her.
Jesus, Red, I ain't gonna marry her. I'm just hoping I'm smart enough about it to not knock her up.
That's for the best. She probably wouldn't marry you anyway. You'd make a terrible husband.
What the hell would you know about it?
Nothing at all. Forget I said anything.
I gotta take a piss.
Go on then. I'll wait here.
Red steps up onto the porch of a run-down general store. He sits in a rocking chair placed next to the door. Jamie exits between two buildings. Red sets the rucksack down and removes his hat. He runs his hand through his hair and replaces the hat. He fishes out a cigarette and lights it. Cal creeps around the opposite side of the building. He is young, maybe 19 or 20. He is dirty and dressed in ragged clothing. He clearly hasn't had a real meal in a while. Red doesn't notice him until there's a knife pressed into his side.
Give me whatever's in the bag and whatever money you have on you.
Oh dear, you gonna kill me with that knife if I don't?
I might.
And you're aware my friend is right around the corner.
You call for him, I'll kill you. Now, I'll be gone before he's even pulled his pants up. I'm quick.
I'm sure you are.
Cal presses the knife harder into his side. Red winces and puts his hands up.
I'll give you 5 seconds.
I'm afraid that's 5 too many, kid.
Red quickly maneuvers himself out of the chair and takes Cal by his wrists, knocking the knife out of his hand. He has him pinned to the ground in a matter of seconds, holding his wrists behind his back.
Get off me.
Now, I'm afraid I can't do that, seeing as you didn't just try to rob me. I got to turn you into the law.
You can't.
Oh, I think I can.
Jamie re-enters.
I heard yelling. What's going on?
Took you long enough. This little rat here tried to get the jump on me.
Well, that was stupid.
I'm aware of that now.
What are you gonna do with him?
I ain't decided yet.
You can't turn me in. I heard what y'all were talking about in the saloon. About your robbery. The sheriff has to have been looking for you. There's posters all over the next town over.
Well, if that's the case, then why don't you just kill him and get it over with?
No.
He's just a kid, Jamie. He ain't worth that.
So you're just gonna let him go?
He won't last long on his own. I think that's punishment enough.
Let me come with you.
What?
Let me join. You're running with the gang, right?
Well, sure, but we don't just take anyone off the street who tries to rob us.
I'm not sure you're cut out for it anyhow.
I'm quick. I'm quiet. I can get in and out of places without being noticed.
Well, that has yet to be seen.
I'm smart, too. I can read. I can do numbers.
Well, Red, he's got you beat.
Shut up.
I got nowhere to go. Please, I'll promise I'll be loyal to you. I was just desperate.
Red lets go of his wrists. Cal manages to sit up.
What's your name, kid?
Calvin. Cal.
This ain't charity, Cal. Everyone does work. You got that?
Yes, sir.
It ain't easy. It's rough living.
Cal smiles.
I'm used to rough.
I'm sure you are.
Red offers his hand and Cal takes it, hauling himself up.
I'm Red. This is Jamie.
Nice to meet you, too.
Likewise, you lucky son of a bitch.
All right, we'd best get back before the girls start throwing a fit.
Red picks up his rucksack and leads the way off stage. The next year. Exterior. 1870s Nevada. Wild country, nighttime. A campfire in the desert. A few tents are set up haphazardly around it. Saddles and boxes of various camping supplies are by the tents. Red is sitting up by the fire. He is dirty and looks as if he has not slept in several days. A bottle of whiskey sits by his foot, half drained. He is quiet. Everyone else at the camp is asleep, and the only sounds are coming from the crackling of the logs and the horses nickering from where they are hitched. He takes a long pull from the whiskey. Cal enters. He is just as grizzled as Red. However, he seems less exhausted, with more of a carefree bounce in his step. Red barely looks up.
Where have you been?
Cal kicks off his boots and settles across the fire from Red. Cal lights a cigarette and inhales deeply.
You worried about me?
Red takes another swig.
Only when you up and disappear in the middle of the night. Maybe you ain't realized how much shit we've been in recently.
And maybe you ain't realized you turned into a nagging housewife.
Cal leans back on a crate and tips his hat forward, covering his eyes. Red is unimpressed.
Where were you?
Getting a lay of the land.
What the hell for? Are you deranged? If they find us out here, we're dead. And here you are drawing attention to yourself. Getting the lay of the land, Jesus.
Deranged is a pretty fanciful word.
Shut up.
Where'd you learn a word like that?
The fuck does it matter?
I just want to know why you suddenly sound so smart.
Oh, fuck you.
Leaning forward, menacing, exhaling a cloud of smoke.
No, you should stop drinking. You turn into a real bitch.
Red stands and starts to pace, not knowing what to do with all of his pent-up anger.
I don't know why I even bothered getting your sorry ass out of that mess. If I just left you to let the law deal with you, we would be on our way to Mexico right now. A couple $1,000s richer and not stuck in the middle of some godforsaken desert. But no, Jamie and the girls just had to go on about loyalty and how you was just like my brother. And how I was the one who gave you a chance in the first place and all that other bullshit.
He downs the rest of the whiskey.
We were so fucking close.
He throws the empty bottle into the fire and it shatters. Long beat.
I may have wanted some of that.
Fuck you.
There is a long pause where they do not speak or look at each other. The sounds of the desert night are deafening. Cal puts his cigarette out on the ground.
I don't know how to tell you I'm sorry.
Long pause.
If I could go back to that bank and stay behind, I would. I didn't mean to. I don't know.
You could give me the money.
What?
All the money we lost. The money that I almost had in my fucking hands that I left behind to get taken by Muldoon because you got caught.
Oh, Red.
You give me that money, then I'll forgive you.
That money's gone, Red.
Red turns to face Cal.
Then find more.
It used to not mean this much to you.
Well, it does now, Cal. It does now that we have to scavenge for everything we have. It can't be all sunshine and rainbows all the time.
What's it all for then?
Red does not have an answer for him.
Why are we still doing this? Or do you have some grand plan?
I did before you let everything go to shit.
Beat. Red knows he has gone too far. Taking a breath.
I'm sorry.
Why bother keeping me around? Why did you take me in to begin with?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew anything anymore.
Cal rests his elbows on his lap and puts his head in his hands. He takes his hat off and wipes his face roughly, then runs his hands through his sweat-damp hair. He takes a deep breath.
You want me to leave?
What?
You can't stand me.
Red looks at the ground.
That ain't true.
You can't even look me in the eye when you say that.
Red stays silent. Cal puts his hat on, then his boot, and stands up.
Where are you going?
I'm going to get your goddamn money back from Muldoon.
Cal, no.
If that's what you want, then I'll get it. No, if I gotta prove to you that I belong with you, then I will.
Long beat.
Belong with me?
Beat. Cal realizes he said something wrong. They stand frozen, with locked eyes for a moment.
And the gang.
The campfire has grown dimmer. Red sighs.
You can't do this alone.
You asked me to.
Bring one of the boys with you.
I gotta make this right on my own.
That stash was a huge take. They're going to be on high guard, probably expecting us.
I'm quick and sneaky, remember? I can get in and out of their camp in no time. They won't even notice I'm there.
Don't be an idiot.
I already am one.
Beat.
If I die, then I die. At least I'll be doing something useful.
Cal grabs one of the saddles off the ground.
Cal, I said no. That's an order.
Cal pauses. He sets the saddle back on the ground.
We'll get by. Just go to sleep. We'll figure out a plan in the morning.
Fine.
He wants to say more, but can't.
Good night, Red.
He exits. Red goes to one of the boxes of camping supplies and grabs another bottle of whiskey. He sits down by the dying fire, opens the bottle, and takes a swig. The escape. Exterior. The same campsite in the early hours of the morning. The fire is dead. Cal sneaks on stage, grabs one of the saddles, and exits. The enemy campsite. Cal is crouched in darkness behind a boulder on a cliff not far from the border of the camp. Beside him are a pair of binoculars. Glow from the distant campfire lights him from behind. Noises can be heard of raucous partying. The gang is celebrating a win. Cal is looking over his pistol and checking his ammo. He is dirty from days of travel. A noise coming from outside the camp startles him, and he takes aim. Red comes out with raised arm. Cal exhales and lowers his gun.
What the hell are you doing out here?
I told you you shouldn't do this alone.
Are you worried about me, Red?
I gave you an order and you disobeyed me.
I'm gonna make this right, Red. You have to let me do this.
You're going to get yourself killed. You're even dumber than you look.
You're being ridiculous. No, I'm fine. Now, will you get down? They're gonna spot us.
Red crouches down next to Cal. He stumbles a little and has to lean into Cal to regain his balance. Cal doesn't mind.
So what's your plan then?
You
don't have one.
Not true. I was thinking I could pick off one of the members and take him off stage. Then I'd force him to give me the money.
No, that won't work.
And why not?
Muldoon never cared about any of his gang.
Surely he wouldn't want one of us shooting him.
Sure he would, because then he would get an opening to shoot us.
Cal slumps, looking defeated.
You don't know everything, Red.
I know enough about Muldoon to make that call.
Well, what if I interrogate one of them and make him tell me where the money is stashed?
None of his lackeys would get to know that information. You'd have to get to that bastard himself.
Do you know which tin it is?
Red takes the binoculars and peeks over the boulder to get a better look.
Well, I would assume it would be the biggest one. The man liked his things.
Can you see him?
No. Wait, yes.
Cal takes the binoculars from Red and peeks up over the rock with him.
Is that him?
They are touching shoulders.
Sure is.
Nasty son of a bitch.
You're telling me. I used to run with him all those years ago.
Cal looks at him and is aware of their proximity for the first time.
You never talk about those days.
Not much to talk about.
I have a hard time believing that.
Beat.
There has to be a bigger reason than standard gang rivalry for you to hate each other so much.
I don't think this is the right time to talk about it.
Pause. Suspicious.
All right, then.
They crouch back down behind the boulder and sit in silence for a few beats, listening to the revelries behind them.
I feel like you should talk about it at some point. I don't know much about feelings, but I know it ain't good to hold them in. And
Cal,
yeah,
drop it.
Long pause. Cal goes to light a cigarette but decides against it.
Red.
Red startles. The sounds from the party have died down. It is eerily quiet.
They stopped.
Maybe they all went to bed.
Don't be an idiot.
Red peeks over the boulder again. A sound off stage makes Cal jump.
Red.
What?
Someone's there.
What?
Cal picks up his pistol and shakily aims it off stage.
Show yourself.
Turning around.
Would you calm down?
I mean it. No funny business.
Muldoon enters with his hands raised. He is a man in his mid-50s with graying hair and an impressive mustache goatee combo. He doesn't seem troubled by the gun pointed at him. Red freezes.
Now, Red, if I didn't know better, I would think you were trying to get the jump on me. But I know you know better. So what's all this about?
Where's the money, Muldoon?
I don't believe I was speaking to you.
I don't believe you noticed the gun pointed at you.
Such a feisty boy you've got here, Red. Is this the one I have to thank for that bank job?
What do you want?
I want to know why my men spotted two onlookers peeking in on our little celebration. And when they made note of that fine crop of red hair you got, well, I knew it had to be one of our own paying a visit.
Cal cocks his pistol.
You shoot me, boy, and you can kiss your existence goodbye. I got my men waiting behind the tree line aimed at you, and they tend not to miss.
Put the gun down, Cal.
Red.
I said put it down.
Cal hesitantly lowers the pistol.
Now, boys, I will give you 30 seconds to get the hell out of here. And if I see you again, you will be shot on sight.
Muldoon walks to Cal and crouches down to meet him at eye level.
Your man here knows better than anyone that I don't take second chances lightly. So you would do well to get him as far out of my sight as you can muster. You got that?
Cal levels his gaze with his jaw clenched and nods slightly. Muldoon smiles and claps Cal on the shoulder.
Good boy.
He stands and walks back to the edge of the stage.
Thank you again, boys, for your contribution to our funds. It was so nice to receive a favor from an old friend.
He turns to face them.
Oh, and Red, try to keep your men on a tighter leash. I know the influence you tend to have, but you're the one in charge now. Just a little advice from someone who cares.
He tips his hat.
Goodbye, boys. 30 seconds.
Muldoon exits. Red and Cal scramble to get up and exit the other way. The aftermath of Muldoon. Red is anxiously pacing around a small campfire. Cal sits by the fire, his hat at his feet and a cigarette lit between his fingers.
I'm sorry.
Please don't say that.
I didn't realize how it would go.
You didn't realize? Cal, there's a reason why we stay the hell away from the Muldoons.
But you won't tell me why. Why did he say those things, Red? What does he know?
Nothing.
He
It was too close. We got too close. We'll have to move again. We'll have to scout for more jobs. We'll have to tell the others about this.
About how I fucked up again.
Damn it, Cal, sometimes things are out of your control. You don't have to blame yourself every time.
Isn't that what you're doing?
What?
Blaming yourself.
I don't know.
He scratches his head.
I feel responsible. I'm in charge.
So you say.
He just gets to me. He gets in my head.
Sit down, Red.
Red complies. He settles next to Cal. Cal offers him a cigarette. He takes it, but doesn't light it.
What happened between you two?
Red stares at the ground. Cal takes his hand with his cigarette in it and holds it up to his mouth. He finds a match and lights it, inhaling. His lips touch Red's fingers. Red stares at him wide-eyed, but doesn't take his hand away. Cal exhales and moves Red's hands to his own mouth. Red takes a drag on the cigarette.
You don't have to tell me everything, but you can talk to me.
Red takes another draw and exhales.
I was Muldoon's number 2, his best man. He took me in when I was alone, scrapping for food. I owed him everything.
Kind of like how you do for me.
Yeah, kinda. You were smarter than me, though.
So what went wrong?
We had some differences between us. I wanted to do things my way, and I left to start my own happy little family.
That's it?
No, of course not. I just, I can't get into it. It's hard.
He takes another shaky draw on his cigarette. Pause.
Do you know I used to be married?
No kidding.
Yeah, Laura. That was her name.
Laura. Well, what was she like?
She was kind, smart as a whip. Terrible cook, though. She had this laugh that made anyone who met her fall in love with her.
How come I never heard of her before?
She died a while ago, before I started running with this gang.
Before Muldoon?
No, not before Muldoon. No one knows about her, not even Jamie.
How'd that work? Having a wife in Muldoon's gang?
It didn't.
What do you mean?
Beat.
She would have liked you. You two have a lot in common.
Oh, yeah? Are you trying to tell me I'm a terrible cook? Or maybe my laugh is making you fall in love with me.
Red laughs weakly. It is awkward. Beat.
I'm sorry she died. I'm sorry I never got to meet her.
Me too.
Red puts out his cigarette. They sit in silence for a few beats. Red buries his head in his hands.
Red, you okay?
Cal, he almost had you. He could have killed you. He would have killed you.
She wouldn't have let him.
He had guns trained on us. If we hadn't left, I wouldn't have been able to forgive myself.
He was bluffing.
He wasn't.
Al places his hand on Red's back.
I wouldn't have let that happen. You know
Red,
that.
Red lifts his head slightly and looks at Cal. Cal looks back.
Cal?
Yeah.
Red surges forward and kisses Cal. It's a brief press of their lips together. Red pulls back almost immediately, realizing what he did in horror. Both of them are frozen, staring wide-eyed at each other.
I'm sorry.
He starts to stand.
I'll go somewhere else.
Cal grabs his arm.
Wait.
Cal pulls himself up to stand beside Red.
Cal, I'm really sorry. I don't know what came over.
Shut up.
Red winces and closes his eyes, bracing himself. Cal takes Red's face in his hands and kisses him again. Red quickly deepens the kiss. His hands wrap around Cal's waist and he pulls him in closer. They go at it for a few beats, then break apart for air.
You have no idea how long I've wanted to do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He goes back in for another kiss. Red reciprocates for a moment, but pulls back.
Wait.
What?
This, we can't do this.
Sure we can. Who's gonna stop us?
It's just, it ain't right.
It's right if it's you.
Cal?
Cal kisses him again, rougher this time. Cal's hands fumble for Red's belt. Red frantically unbuttons Cal's shirt. They undress each other and are left in only their union suits.
Too many damn clothes.
Red laughs. Cal surges forward and kisses him again. They trip and stumble onto their bedrolls. Cal lands on top and kisses down his neck. Red shudders underneath him and tries to roll them over. Cal pins him down.
No, sir. I don't think so.
Red laughs and kisses him again. The lights fade. The morning after. Cal and Red are alone next to a dead campfire. Red is still asleep, his clothes having been tossed around beside the bedroll. Cal is sitting up beside him, naked except for a worn woolen blanket covering his lap. He stretches and scratches at his face. He needs a shave. Red shifts in his sleep. Cal smiles down at him. He leans over and kisses Red on the shoulder. Red jerks awake and sits up fast, grabbing for his gun and finding an empty holster. He is also naked.
Whoa, whoa.
Cal places his hands on Red's shoulders, grounding him from his frenzy.
What, Cal?
I'm right here. It's me.
Damn it, Cal, you can't just scare me awake like that.
Well, how was I supposed to know you was gonna try and shoot me? You wake up like that often, tough guy?
You always gotta be on alert.
Whatever you say, gunslinger.
Red shoves him, not hard, but in a playful way. He's embarrassed, but he's smiling. Cal is beaming. He takes Red's face in his hands and kisses him. Red kisses him back. Cal's hands snake their way into Red's hair. Red's hands find their way to Cal's waist. His fingers dig into Cal's hips for a brief moment before he pulls back. Cal begins kissing his neck.
Cal, hand me my pants.
Cal straddles Red's lap.
Getting dressed already? We got a whole desert to ourselves.
You know we gotta get back to the others.
They won't miss us for a few more hours.
Cal's hands reaches down between them.
I want you. Again.
Cal kisses him again, and Red, shuddering, lets him for a moment before pushing him away.
I'm serious, Cal.
He removes Cal from his lap and stands to get his clothes, collecting his union suit and slipping into it. Cal stays where he is, visibly hurt,
I'm sorry.
facing away,
What?
defeated.
You're right. We should get back.
Calvin,
Red.
you knew this couldn't go on.
But last night,
Last night was last night. We can't.
Pause.
did you mean it?
Did I mean what?
Any of it. All that stuff you said about wanting me, about wanting to be with me.
Calvin, not now.
Better now than when we're back with the others.
Red doesn't respond. He finishes buttoning up his union suit and searches for his pants somewhere on the ground. Cal rummages through a pile of his belongings and finds his box of cigarettes and a match. He gets out a cigarette and puts it between his teeth. He strikes the match, lights the cigarette, and takes a long drag.
Of course. Of fucking course.
Stop it.
I'm such a goddamn fool.
No, you ain't.
Ain't I?
Red pulls on his pants. He turns slightly to face Cal.
I don't want the others to know about this.
Why not?
You know damn well why not.
No, Red. I'm afraid I don't. Who gives a shit what they think? They're outlaws. We're outlaws. We have murdered and thieved across half of this country.
Cal gets up, throwing down his cigarette and searching for his union suit.
Look, I'm sorry we couldn't get your money back. I can try again later. I'll get it next time.
He steps into the pants. The rest of the suit hangs around his waist.
It's not that. Besides, I don't want you going near him again.
Then what is it? Is it because I keep screwing up, because I make mistakes? I was close, Red. I almost had him before you showed up.
I know, and I'm really proud of you, Calvin.
For fuck's sake, stop calling me that.
But it's your name. Last night you wanted me to...
Christ, no. You sound just like him.
Well, like who?
Like my father. I don't need you to be him. I don't want you to be him.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm glad that you finally stepped up.
Stepped up to what? You think there's honor in this shit we do?
There is to them. The others, they respect me.
Oh, right. And they don't respect me. They can't handle the thought of their precious leader fucking a no-good son of a bitch like myself.
Stop.
Or fucking any man for that matter.
I said stop.
There's a long beat as they face each other.
What do you want from me?
I want you.
You've had me.
Well, maybe that's not enough for me.
Well, it's gonna have to be.
No, but you said...
Stop acting like a child. You think that what I said meant anything? Hell, it was just pillow talk. You think I ain't said that shit to others before?
Cal reacts as if he's been slapped.
I don't get close to people. Not like this. Especially not like this. This was a mistake, a moment of weakness.
Red.
He killed my wife. Muldoon did. He killed Laura. He thought she was a distraction, a waste of space. And he didn't appreciate my disobedience. He took advantage of her in front of me, and he killed her to teach me a lesson.
Cal stares in shock.
I loved her. I can't love you in any way that I love her. So no, this isn't going to happen again. And I ain't sure what you had in mind or why you thought I was the one to make it happen for you, but it ain't going to happen. I got people to protect and responsibilities to take care of, and they don't involve seeing to your idiot fantasy.
Red tugs his boots on and puts his hat on. He turns to face Cal.
Now, are you coming, or are you just going to stand there?
Fuck you, Red.
Cal finishes dressing, rolls up his bedroll, and walks past Red, shoving him out of the way.
Wait, Cal.
Cal keeps walking.
Where the hell are you going?
Anywhere. Away from you.
Don't you dare walk away.
Give my regards to the rest of the gang. Don't give them too many details, though. Wouldn't want them to start thinking of you as some pathetic, pillow-biting son of a bitch that you are.
Cal grabs his hat and shoves it on his head. He turns around to walk away again. Red grabs his arm a little too roughly.
Now, Cal, wait.
Cal punches Red in the face, knocking him to the ground.
Don't you ever fucking touch me again.
Cal exits. Red stays.